Soyons connectés avec l'excellente musique congolaise. Suivons des moments de joie et d'amour avec les fêtes de mariage et d'anniversaire. Nourrissons notre foi en Dieu avec les services de prière et de culte. Suivons l'histoire du Congo et les documentaires des Congolais. Soyons connectés sur les actualités des filles et des fils du pays partout dans le monde. Découvrons des émissions de qualité, partageons notre savoir. Nous sommes à votre disposition pour vos émissions en direct de notre studio, dans vos églises et même dans vos maisons. Appelez-nous sur notre numéro WhatsApp. Boss Brothers TV, tout le monde en parle.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Arlene Mayele, and I'm here tonight with my co-host,
Jessica Mbo.
as usual. Thank you guys for joining us today, and sorry that we're starting at a later time than usual. But today we're talking to you about knife crime. Knife crime in the UK or in London is on the rise. In the past few months, this year alone, from the beginning of the year, we saw like week after week incidents happening to the youth in the streets. Last month it happened again in the areas of Hackney, in the areas of North London. It's all happening, whether you know it or not. It's on the rise. Some may say it's not on the rise. The government may say that the numbers are dropping, some areas are safe. It's fair enough for them to say that, but do they live in those situations? We have two young men, you know, here on the platform. They're flattered that I call them young. Here on the platform today to discuss knife crime and to give us an insight of things that they may have experienced or from people they may know and why people are finding themselves in such situation in regards to knife crime. Good evening, gents.
Good evening.
How are you?
Not too bad, right? Not too bad.
Yeah? The cold weather's treating you alright?
Yeah, I've got a cold at the moment.
No?
But apart from that, can't complain, man.
So, generally speaking, we've seen everything going from up to down. Say, for example, in the year of 2007, it was the year that big circle that was shown on TV, black crimes happening too much. What, this day, that next day, like loads of stuff happening. And this year alone, at the beginning of the year, around April, if you remember, it was crazy.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What is the reason behind all this knife crime that these kids are getting into?
I think it's discipline, lack of discipline. And because if you ain't got no discipline, you're not gonna listen to no one. You're just gonna go out and do what your heart feel like doing. So that's the main thing. I think it's coming from the houses, or because a lot of parents nowadays, a lot of them works and they're spending more time outside than inside the house. So they're not really focusing on the kids. Rather, like me growing up, like my mum was strict to me. Like if I come back a bit late, she would tell me come back this time. If I come back like half an hour, I just like shout at me. I shout, probably like you're not gonna go out again for a couple of days or something. So now I don't think it's happening now. I don't think parents, because I see school kids during the week, like 11 o'clock at night, 11 p.m, 10 p.m, school uniforms. So yeah, I think it's discipline. They're lacking discipline.
One thing I'll say about that, yeah, but I had discipline though when I was growing up. You understand? I kept a lot of things away from my parents. So you see, the discipline is very, it's a tricky one, because like you can be disciplined and then still be out doing what you're doing. Yeah. Play two lives, isn't it? You play the good kid when you're at home and play the
bad kid on the street.
So it's hard. I think there's more to it.
What would make you play the good kid and the bad kid? Is it peer pressure?
No, do you know what? It was never peer pressure, to be real. It was just you kept it on the streets. You kept it. It's so stupid to say. It's like whatever happens out there, happens out there. When you're at home, you're at home. Do you understand that? It's weird. You play two different lives without even knowing. Your mum and dad ain't gonna let you walk around and be how you are in the house. So you got to know how to behave. On the streets now, you can behave however you want. No one's there looking for you. Unless you're gonna bump into an aunt or uncle down the road, but no one's gonna be there. So you're doing what you want to do. So yeah.
And in terms of doing what you want to do, is that why some kids end up in gangs and crimes?
It depends.
I think the surrounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people just obviously they follow. Especially school kids. They just want to be like the top cool kids around, and a lot of girls, especially like young girls anyway, they love it like that. They love seeing bad boys and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that also encourages the boys to lose their head a bit. So,
let me do some more so she can notice me.
That's it, yeah. So yeah, it's just the surroundings, like
area could be area. You don't really choose where to live, do you? It's your parents, they bring you there, kind of thing. So, and I don't really believe it's not really a gang. You don't start off as a gang, like you're not.
Yeah, there's friends in it.
Is it more like who you know, kind of things?
Playing
like
games on the roads, goal to goal, things like that.
Because a lot of them
grew up
just
with each other.
stabbing now. It's not really gangs. It's like friends or someone that's just not like them.
So it's almost like they have their own personal network.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a story that I've heard from somebody else I know, and they said like at the time when they were in gangs, they basically had gone to school, experienced bullying, and because of that continuous bullying, they started getting violent in school. Yeah. So you know when you see those ones are already in gangs. Yeah. Started to say, okay, we can see he has strength, you know, he's about it, he's not letting anyone mess with him, let's bring him in. And that's how he got drawn in.
Okay.
Because he had strength.
But, well, they could see the strength because...
They can see the naughtiness.
The naughtiness, the rebelliousness. He was fine at first, year 7 fine, when he got... Because it kept continuing, and he literally... At the time, he's in year 7, year 8, and imagine in school, year 10... You know, you're running school basically, kind of to some degree. So he was constantly getting bullied by this particular year 10 guy, and at some point he said, no, I'm not having it, and he's quite tall and big and muscular, and he just knocked him out, and from there on the whole school just gave him respect, despite he was in year 7, 8 at the time. So that's what kind of got
him into that life and that world. A lot of people, they take it for all different reasons. People join gangs to feel more stronger in numbers, which...
So it's more of a thing of belonging, would you say?
Belonging is actually trying to... I don't know, because I can only speak for myself. I didn't grow up thinking, oh my God, I want to be in that gang when I grow up. Do you understand? It's more like, these are my friends and these are my people, and we're doing things. Yo, do you want to go shopping? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yo, do you want to go dancing when you're getting older now? Yo, you want to come to the barber shop? Do you want to come? Do you understand? And now
you're preparing you. You don't even know you've been prepared.
Not even prepared. You've been called a gang now. Do you understand? Because... Now watch this now, there's 8 of us. Imagine there was 8 of us and we're all friends now, yeah? Something happens to one of us. It's a friendship, like, oh my God, is that what's happened?
You jump them.
Not jump them. Not jump them, like, go and sort out the situation. Go and handle the matter. But then to other people's eyes, yo, a gang came down and boom, do you understand? So it's very hard to say how it really starts now. As I said, I can only speak for myself. I never started out thinking, yeah, I'm going to join a gang, this is what I'm going to be, we're going to be the biggest. No, it's just your friends and after it gets bigger, more friends and more friends, you know, that person, that, and then now you're labelled something. Especially if you're in an area, a different area, you're labelled that area, them, you understand, that area and that area. So, and then as again, you got a lot of people that get in it for the wrong reasons. That kid, imagine you say he was getting bullied or whatever, and now he might feel stronger in numbers. And that gives him the buzz. And he goes around doing... You don't even know his background, how he grew up.
Just to prove
to prove a point. You don't know what's happened to him. So when he's releasing his stress and whatever into this gang life and that, you're thinking, he's got his own problems that he's dealing with, and that's how he releases. So, as I said again, a lot of people join it for all different reasons.
Okay. So since we're talking on the topic of knife crime, and we're obviously speaking about it on a rise, so have you ever carried a knife?
Yeah, my kitchen knife.
Not like that.
Every day.
But I'm saying like, you know, carrying a knife in the sense of, you know, going outside for the opposite reason. Not genuine, like, you know, you're chopping your onions or you're trying to do something. No, it's literally you're going out for someone for a particular mission.
Me personally, I've never been out to go and home someone. Go on, you can go first and say.
Well, I haven't carried a knife. Well, I'll say once, because I've been involved in knives myself, like victim anyway. Because where I'm from Peckham, back then with like Peckham and New Cross,
Didn't get along kind of thing.
never go along, like never. Like if any Peckham boys see anyone from New Cross, there'll be a fight. Same with likewise. So one day it was two friends walking down New Cross, and some guy just across the road started shouting, "Where you lot from? Where you lot from?"
I would have said New Cross.
No.
Down the road.
So my friend like was thinking, there was only two of them, so I was thinking, no, we're Peckham. We aren't aiming at Peckham boys in there. And they crossed the road, the fight broke out just like that.
Wow.
Just like I was at like 18, the fight broke out, and then I got sliced there.
You got sliced in the face.
So you're a victim of knife crime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky anyway, like you go anywhere.
Whereabouts in the face?
There on the side of the cheek.
Yeah.
Okay, you can actually still see it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still there.
So
Was it like a
It's
a
like-
hold down or like
Just a quick
remember,
slice.
I remember him doing that. So it was just, I didn't feel it at first though. I felt it like,
thin.
a scratch kind of thing?
yeah. I felt about 5 minutes later, I just touched, there was blood there. So,
Did that change you, do you think?
Shane, babe, I think the next day, because I used to go college around Lewisham, so I have to go past New Cross anyway. That was the day that I had a knife with me.
So now you felt that
You
you
needed
needed
to-
to carry
needed
it for
it,
self-defense.
So that was the only day anyway. So after that day, I felt like I don't need it. So I just left it. It was school anyway. It was school after that. Yeah.
And
That's
ever since
crazy.
it's been fine.
It was, yeah.
But you see, if that could have happened to someone else, it could have led them to
Different path.
Deep in,
complete different path.
Yeah.
They would have felt the need to carry it constantly. They would have went look down, look for those boys and deal with them, and then from then onwards deal with anyone else that walks in their path and just treads on their toes. Because many years ago, a young girl died for treading on someone's shoes in a party, a house party. You stepped on my shoe. I can easily wipe that off and get a new pair of shoe. Why must someone's life go because they stepped on your shoe?
It's it's seen as a disrespect, isn't it?
A pair of shoes.
Yeah, but then you're not in that life. You're not
Thank
in that
God.
life, so it's hard to understand. Like when someone violates like that, it's a serious situation to them, which to you might not be serious. To them, it's very serious. It sounds so stupid when you listen to it. It's really stupid, isn't it? But no, you can't answer, innit? Like
I wish
you
I
really
had
stab
some
someone
kind
and kill someone for the trainers.
telepathic way I can just read into criminals' minds
What,
and
not to step
understand.
within?
No, just so I can go into their mind at that very moment to analyze what. Let me not say this word. I will say what stupidness. What is happening in their mind? Because obviously the way which a criminal would think. Obviously at the time they wouldn't really class themselves as a criminal because like he just said, he carried it for self-defense.
Yeah,
But
what
that
would you
very
call him?
moment, that's what I said, I would not call him a criminal at that time
Yeah,
because he
definitely
got
not.
attacked and
Okay.
he felt like I need to cross this side of the road to go to college. Maybe this is the only thing that I can do to get to that side
Protect yourself
to
from that.
protect himself. But if he was to be if there was like a stop and search at that moment, forget it. They don't know why he's got it.
Yeah.
And then if he
So are
didn't
you
think,
writing? Are you writing?
I'm not
him?
writing him. I'm just saying that the scenarios that could take place. If they did a stop and search,
Yeah, he could have got stuck.
he
with
got
it.
done.
Yeah,
you're carrying
for
a
sure.
knife, you're done. If he went a different path and decided to go and just attack anyone because the blood and the thought of it, just the rage took him for a different direction, anything could have happened. But lucky enough, he was wise. He looked at himself and said, I don't need this knife. And he put it away.
Yeah, true. But you know what? A lot of people, it's happened to a lot of people. They've been stabbed, been shot, and feel like the only thing they can go on now is protect themselves. Because me, myself, I came up with the areas I used to fight. You're chatting certain nonsense, you're getting beat up, or it is what it is.
I can put up with that because that's how it used to be.
Yeah, but then it changed.
It changed. That's
And now then knives came involved.
Because no one is strong anymore. Everyone's
People-
weak ass human beings.
People don't fight no more, so
So imagine you've got your fist.
you can't even fight no more.
As I said again, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
alright. You understand? I can handle myself. But then after, when they stepped up with the knives and that, I don't need to carry a knife. I've never needed to carry a knife. But then when I was younger, at that time, you're not going to a fist fight no more.
Yeah.
By the time I'm ready to give him one punch, he's
already
got 3
pulled
holes
out.
in me. And these are
Yeah.
with your adrenaline, you're not going to feel these things. And you carry on. Do you understand? You carry on fighting, and then you end up dying on the streets.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to carry a knife. And it wasn't even a carry a knife to rock. Do you know what? I'm going to carry a knife. I'm going to go out there and start stabbing people. It's carrying a knife like, I hope
Self-defense.
nothing happens today. Do you know that? Do you know how crazy that sounds? You've actually got a knife saying, I hope nothing happens today.
What if something happens?
But
They
then
don't
watch this
think
now,
of- they
you've
don't
got that
think of it.
knife. And then the person's carried out and took out a knife as well. What would you rather in a fight? If it could be a makeup fight or whatever, and someone said, alright, cool.
Makeup.
No, just a joke, like a joke.
I ain't fighting for no concealers.
You know what I'm saying? If it's a
fighting for no
messing around
concealer.
fight, yeah, and I said, alright, cool, we're messing around, I'm going to bring a knife. What are you going to say? You're going to bring a knife too, right? Or wrong?
I ain't involved in that kind of fight.
No, but
in
if it's
general,
wrong,
in
like
general.
generally a serious
Yeah.
To
one.
be fair match. Boxing, we all watch boxing.
Yeah.
They do it by weight and we do
Yeah.
it by whatever. It's a fair match. The streets, there's no codes. So now, if someone's coming out with knives and that, whoa, you've got to step it up.
Well.
If not, somehow, just forget the road life. Forget, get out. It's too much for you. It's
But-
no
like-
worth. Yeah.
You said road life.
Yeah.
But there's some people who got caught in this and they're not part of the road life.
What do you
It's
mean?
like, it's like his example. He was not part of a road life. Someone like recently, a young guy died on his birthday.
Yeah.
He had a fist fight with someone like 2 years back, and he won the fight.
Yeah.
But then 2 years later, the person comes back to look for them,
yeah.
and then the beef is over.
Yeah.
You're 2 years gone.
Yeah, but then who judges?
The
Who?
thing, yeah.
One
No, I'm
second,
just saying
one
for an
second, one
example.
second.
I'm just saying
I
like
know it's an example,
we
but
just
who
had an
judges when it's
argument.
over?
No, that's what I was going
But
to
it's
say.
2 years
who
late.
judges?
I was gonna, yeah.
There's
like,
no
beef-
rules.
You had a fight. It's done.
No, no.
Where's the
beef-
rules? Where does
beef-
it say that?
Beef never over. Like, especially if the other person lost, and a lot of people.
So what? It took you 2 years of training.
Not
You never know what could happen.
Maybe you could like probably looking for him.
It makes sense.
A lot of
Yeah,
things.
looking
But
for him.
yeah, it never stops, innit?
Some people go to jail. They still go that.
Yeah.
Then when I come out, I'm gonna.
Oh,
Okay.
they want to look for them.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
mean. That's the ones who take the decisions. Like I'm good. That's what I said. For an example, if you took the decision that I'm gonna revenge, he took a decision he's gonna revenge. Because obviously, as an individual, it's not easy. That someone will come and do you something, and you see blood, and like you're gonna get angry. You're gonna want to react some way, but your reaction is gonna be different to his.
Yeah,
different to
100%.
hers.
Everyone's got different.
Everyone's got a different
Yeah.
reaction. Your reaction could be, okay, I don't want to hold this knife.
Yeah.
Her reaction could be, I'm shooting down everyone in this place.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you understand what I mean? Everyone's got a different reaction,
Different mind frame,
different mind frame. But
Yeah.
the issue
Different
that we have
temper,
now,
different
the
everything.
issue that we have now, because we all have different mind frames, temper, reactions. Other people are having to pay for this when they've got nothing
I
to do,
understand.
and lives are at stake. Like mothers are losing their kids, 15, 16, then they've got nothing to do with your beef in the first place.
No, 100%. I understand that.
And
That's
a lot of them
deep.
as well is to do with drugs as well,
Yeah.
and like probably the oldest, like they got the youngest selling for them.
Mhm.
Initiating people into gangs and then selling for them.
Yep.
And if they come out short or sign, they'll end up probably kidnapped. That's why you see a lot of kids now they're getting missing.
So the person who initiated you is selling, who's sending you to sell. If you come out
Sell.
short, they'll kidnap you.
Not kidnap, probably make you pay.
They'll make you pay. So sometimes
you-
it's you kidnap him, your family pays it back, or
Oh,
A child of what age, if I may ask?
it could be in their teens, 15.
14, 15, 16.
I don't know what a 15-year-old is doing there in the first place, but what are you going to make a 15-year-old pay for?
But then that's the thing. I feel like what I've started to learn based off people that I've met, that you don't care, do you? Like it's kind of like a place of, it's not a place of where you care about what this person feels or anything. And I think I was discussing it prior to that with yourself.
Yeah.
The mindset of, how are you able to sell drugs to somebody who's heavily pregnant and these things? You understand that this is not about you caring about these people.
It's
This is
not.
about you just getting it done. And you know, the
a
people.
franchise, a business,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. It's a business. They don't see it as, okay, we're caring for the needs of others. They see it as a business. It's strictly that. And if you look properly, the people who are initiating these people, they themselves would never initiate their own family members
Because
or people
it's
they
the
love.
top people.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. So they keep their people protected.
It's true. It's like the best way I can explain it is what's that series? Power.
Power.
It's like that, where you've got the top guy doing his thing, and then he's got his franchise guy. He's got a little person in Peckham that distributes his thing. Like, no, literally, that's how they do it. So they don't see the person who's behind him, and behind him they see him. He gets arrested. He does time, and he's gonna come out of X. Well,
And
big
if
man's just getting his money.
If you say anything, it's like,
If you say anything, then they can finish him from the inside.
yeah.
It's just crazy. We have a video from this video was actually going viral.
Okay.
It came across on Facebook as well. It's a young man. It happened last month, if I believe, in November, in the streets of East London in Hackney. A young man wearing a big puffy jacket with the weather. I'm not going to try and stereotype him and say because he's a black man, he's just hoodie, whatever.
Yeah.
It is a bit cold. And he was attacked in broad daylight. If we could have a look at that video, please, of the young man.
No, you know the neighbour opposite me, the gravel, they've got a dog now, and when they leave it outside, all it does is yap, yeah? I thought that someone must have done something and the dog got hold of somebody, yeah? And all I'm hearing is, rah, rah, all these, and I'm thinking, okay, dog's got hold of somebody, let me go and see what's going on. I just see 2 youths run off. Yeah. Him like saying somebody to somebody upstairs, and they're saying, yeah, come to my house, come to my house.
Alright. I don't move. He's still breathing.
Yes, well, he's moving, he's still breathing.
He's still fighting for himself, bless him. Where's the bloody ambulance, man? They take their time, innit?
Is that they're literally 2 minutes up the road.
Man. Alright.
They took 2 hours when my goddaughter broke her kneecap. 2 hours.
They need to come in a second, man. Does anybody know him?
Oh, sorry, I'm just pushing you. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm shaking my head, sorry.
That's a big place. That's a kitchen, man.
That is kitchen, man.
That's a ramble knife.
You can't move him, man.
Does that look like a ramble knife? If you pull that knife out, he's going to bleed to them.
Where it's lodged.
That's launched in, man. That's launched in sideways. This is,
Sit him up.
yeah. That knife is launched inside him.
Ambulance is coming.
That's like,
Alright, it's like police. Oh, it needs to be on time for the ambulance.
No, it's police. No, it's police. Alright,
but they got first aid thingy anyway.
yeah, they've got first aid.
Well, you right?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Been stabbed.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Has anyone witnessed it?
I heard
Yeah,
that.
I did, but I
Guys.
What's your name, mate?
Sorry, guys. He's stabbed, mate. In the back.
Does anyone know him?
Couple times.
No.
He's got some kitchen knife, isn't he?
There's still a knife in here. He's trying to move.
Yeah, just trying to keep that picture from the back, please.
Look at the knife up behind him.
The LES should be here.
No, it's changed. Put down Charlie Echo.
Oh, hold on a minute.
We've got to get to this.
Shoot my dog.
Use the first aid. Go.
Hello, mate.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? If you just keep your eyes open for me, sir, we're going to get the ambulance to you as quickly as we can. You understand?
Don't come back. Don't come back.
Wait.
Right, so stay still. Stay still, mate, yeah?
Kitchen knife in. Back there. All I mean, I thought it was a dog.
No, I thought
I thought it was your dog.
You thought my dog got hold of
Yeah, I
somebody?
thought your dog got hold of somebody. You know, that pit bull gets hold of
Yeah, but
somebody.
who? My dog can't jump a fence for starters.
No,
I thought it was the neighbour opposite me. Her dog keeps yapping all the time.
So that means that dog got inside and you came outside?
I was sleeping now. I just heard some.
Hi and welcome back. Of course, after watching that type of video, I could imagine the pain in all of you lot's eyes because it was too painful.
That's crazy.
The depth of how the knife went down his spine is just ridiculous, and it's shocking to know that in this day and age, things like that are still happening, and a lot of young people are doing these activities. Of course, we're talking on knife crime on a rise. Now, we do know that the guests that we have here do have their own personal experience, and which is something that we want to touch on and share from where they've come from as they are experienced. So
you say experience like
not experience.
Yeah, very.
Not experience. But
we have experience with chopping onions and
no onions.
I hold a knife every day.
But experience in the sense that they've been around this lifestyle. They know what it could be, what it's like. And obviously hearing your point of view sounds very tough. I call it survival of the fittest for me anyway. So Fabrice, if you could just share a bit of your experience. Of course, your profession is working as a boxing coach, and I'm very sure you train and you work with young people. So what is your perception of it on knife crime in general
and the young
people coming to working with them?
I think because I've seen people with knives. Like, I used to have a friend with me, always 24/7 had a knife with him.
Why?
Just feel safe. He always used to have it on him. The parties, anywhere. Even if he come to see you in that house.
Parties, even wedding parties. What, like
no
formal
wedding parties,
like
just normal parties.
I'd say security
clubs,
up in here.
We used to gain in the club with that. So
past the security and everything.
You pass it, like it's a small thing. I don't know how you used to do it, but used to get in. So I can imagine there's a lot more. That's how you get some stuff inside the clubs and stuff. So yeah, apart from that, the kids, I do work with some kids that come from broken homes, I can say, like poor homes. A lot of them come to boxing to feel
they've got a lot of rage and anger in them.
They've got a lot of rage, trying to release it, just punching the bags. And by you teaching them, they're learning discipline. That's how the disciplines. Like, do this, do this, do that, do this, then do that. Obviously, in boxing, if you don't do something correctly, you probably get injured. Yeah.
So would you say it's also like a stress release
stress release, yeah. And it gives you this. It makes you listen as well. So, and a lot of kids nowadays, they don't really listen. You see them on videos, like when police
it's crazy.
When they get stopped by police, then they just voila. Because all you have to do when you get stopped by police, just do what they say.
Thank you for touching on that, because that really gets on my nerves. There's a lot of people out there, I'm not gonna be racist, but black people, they get too touchy when it comes to that subject. Oh, you're stopping man, why are you stopping man for? It's very strict. We've all been in that situation. It's not what you're a criminal or anything like that. You find yourself in a position where you're dressed a certain way and they think that you're a part of something.
Stereotype.
Or you're walking in a certain time of the day and they stop you. Simply just let them do their search and then go about your business. And it's also important for you to know your rights and your laws. These people don't know their rights and they're just speaking out. And then you get yourself in trouble and you're like, oh man, they did not have blood. That really, like, seriously, guys, if you get stopped by police, let them search you, let them do what they have to do. By law, you have every right to ask for their name, to ask for the reason why you've been searched, to even get the police officer's registration number. If they've done anything that you don't like, you can report them. But at that very moment when they're speaking to you, anything that you say that's out of line, they'll just use that as an excuse and do something silly to you and then say like, yeah, you attacked the officer, I'm taking you in.
I've never understood that, to be real. I've been stopped, I've been arrested in my past a lot of times. You're fighting against something that you ain't gonna win. All this, yo, why are you stopping me? You're making me look, all that. Yeah, you're just letting that police officer know you're like the rest. You get it? They don't see anything else because they've heard that 10 minutes ago. They heard it next week ago.
Every day. Yeah.
Maybe like when they heard it, they did find a knife or they did find drugs or whatever. Do you understand? I'm not saying it's a good thing that they should only target certain categories or certain profiles and that. You should, if you're gonna really go out and stop and search everyone, stop and search everyone. Do you understand? Don't shout out, we're doing stop and search and just stop and search certain people. But it's the way that certain people react now. To now, like, you look stupid. You look like a fool. Do you understand? Like, as you said, you don't know your rights.
Some of them don't know.
So like, why are you shouting and hyping and that, and you don't even know what you're shouting and hyping about? Oh, don't touch me! I don't know. Do you understand? You don't know what you're talking about.
Because the thing about it is, I could walk the streets the way I'm dressed right now.
Yeah.
And I could have drugs or anything on me. But when you look at me, you wouldn't think that I'm carrying it.
Of course.
But if I was to put on a pair of tracksuits now,
yeah,
like Nike Adidas from head to toe,
yeah,
and have a rucksack or something,
yeah,
they're just gonna stop me.
You fit the criteria.
You fit the criteria. So this is why you all need some fashion tips.
Yeah, but look at Nike. Have you seen what Nike's selling? Have you not been to Nike Town and seen what?
Yeah, but this is why
have you even seen the mannequins?
They do these things for purpose.
Have you seen the mannequins?
It's for a reason. All this marketing things. It's for a reason.
There's mannequins, yeah, with guys that the mannequins, not guys, standing like that with his bag, side bag, in his hand in his side bag with gloves on, woolly hat. It's like,
but they know.
They know
that you will buy it.
But what's helping? What is that helping? That's not really helping. They're looking for money.
They're getting their money. Yeah. Just think of it like everything's a franchise. Everything's business, right? Yeah. They want you to buy it.
100%.
Whether you get arrested or not, it's not their business. How you use the product is not their business. Because we all wear Nike, but it depends how you wear it. I wear the trainers, but I don't go rocking the other outfits that they put together looking like a gang member. No. You know what I mean? They don't really care about that. And prison, everything's business, it's franchise. They want you to keep coming and going. They don't want to have no empty cells.
No, but the sad thing about it, I actually like their clothes. Like certain tracksuits are nice. Now, I swear to God, like I have to check myself sometimes. Like, raw, you're just. Understand? I ain't even trying to get a stop and search. Why the hell are they stop and searching me? But sadly, because I'm wearing these clothes, they're actually going to stop and search me.
They will.
But to a certain extent, I understand it. Because when it starts happening to your kids, then it's a different story. Oh my God, they should have stopped people and see if they had a knife and that. Well, you only care now because one of your families died and that. Do you get it? So the stop and search, I'm not really against that because realistically, it makes one of my loved ones come home.
Yeah, it does.
So at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you ain't carrying
if done correctly, because there's some officers out there, we've seen people die.
Some officers.
Because of, that's what some officers. Was it last year or the year before when we had the whole Black Lives Matters because police officers are killing black people?
Oh, in America?
Yeah.
In America, but that was...
But even here in the UK.
In custody, what was it that was happening?
There was one guy who they thought he had a gun, but then again, all he had to do was to just listen, but because he didn't.
Mark Duggan.
Yeah. All right. But he kept reaching out, and then they kept saying stop. But he reached out, but they thought he had a gun, and they killed him.
Thinking about
there's lots of speculation about that. So that case there.
No, that's what they tried to say. But rather, he didn't have anything. So just because he was reaching out for something, you don't know what he was reaching out for, and you're trying to say, the police officer said he was afraid that he was going to be attacked.
But the bad thing about because they can say that, and then in court it stands up and they'll get away with it. But what was it? Don't quote me on this, but they said forensics found out that it wasn't possible for him to throw a gun.
Yeah.
With the arm that the police said he threw his arm, because where the bullets came through.
Exactly.
I'm trying to say the bullets would have ripped through, the police bullets would have ripped through, so there's no way he was reaching something.
Yeah.
So now they're saying that there's a lot of that case is a very complicated.
Yeah, but they'll get away with it because you're a police officer. Even if they lose their job, but
and he's back in who the guy is, his profile, and
wherever he gets, he may be suspended, he may be whatever. But that's a life gone.
Yeah, 100%. That's a life gone.
That's a life gone.
Yeah, 100%.
Even though, regarding the stop and search thing, like a lot of black people say, "Oh, why they always stop black people?" Yeah. But when you look at it, who's dying? What race of
minority
people dying?
rise is Asians.
Like London.
Yeah.
Asians
and Africa and blacks as well, because Asians have their own
blacks must be the highest one.
Yeah, because it's more of a black on black crime kind of thing.
Who's dying and who's doing it? It's always like black.
But do you know one thing? I keep repeating, it's a franchise, it's a business. They want you to do all these things. You don't say knives, guns, drugs, all these things. They find a way to bring it literally at your doorstep. Who started it? I'm sure it wasn't a black person who just started all this kind of thing. Like if you go to the States, most of this blood crip kind of thing, some of those gangs are not just black people. It's
definitely start from somewhere else.
It's like South American people, like Colombia, Brazil, Mexico, all those things. But the point is, when it comes to anywhere in regards to black people or crime in general, they want you to be in that position. They want you to be in prison. They want to ruin you. They want to ruin your reputation. You made a good decision. You said, this is not me, but they want you to get to a point where you say, this is me. They want to take everything away from you. Take the power away from a black man, you have destroyed the black home. This is how it is. It didn't start today.
Because the thing about the people that are doing it, I don't know. I don't think they're thinking about the consequences, like what will happen if I get caught. So they'll just do it. A lot of them do it just to get rating. Just he's done this, he's done that. People's talking about it, so they'll do it. They don't, especially like when they're 15, 16. I don't think they're thinking about prison, jail, going to jail.
They're thinking about getting a new pair of Nikes.
Yeah.
No, literally, because sometimes they give them money for like shoes and stuff. Yeah.
Like, ratings and stuff, and the more they do it, the more the rating gonna go up. So that's how. They don't even think about jail until probably when they get to jail.
You start thinking about jail.
Thinking about
it's when it's real, isn't it?
Yeah, when it's real, yeah.
But then again, then some people that's part of life. Like jail, it's part of life.
Yeah.
It's saying like when you're conditioned like that, you know the outcomes what's gonna happen. Do you understand? It's either death, jail, whatever it is, and some people are ready for that. It is what it is. Do you get it? So what do you do with them kind of people? It's hard. It's very tough. Like even you, what do? You say you coach kids, right? Boxing.
Yeah.
What age is that?
Any age. From 8 onward.
To like 18, 21.
Like, what's your middle? Like have you got 15, 16 year olds and then older than that as well?
Yeah.
So if you was to reach out to any of them, what age group would you reach out to? That you know that can have a chance to listen to you.
I'll say the young one. The young one.
And that's aging from
13, 14.
Yeah.
Because once they get to like 15, 16, it's a bit hard to, especially when they're into the game, it's a bit hard for them to come out.
Okay.
Because a lot of their friends probably they're thinking about their friends, how their friends going to see them.
It's a reputation thing.
Yeah. They're thinking, this guy is this. It's not even. It's not on it. So, between 15 and not 15, 16 and 18, it's a bit hard for them to come out with. I think anyway.
Yeah. They don't want to listen.
Yeah.
But it's hard though.
Did you ever go down that route?
What route
Route of gangs. I know you said the
well, it started.
example
I never called it a gang, but to other people they'll say it was a gang. Yeah, from young. From young. But
did you ever stab someone?
Stab someone? No. That's not me, is it?
Okay.
I don't get involved like that.
But did you ever? Were you ever in a position where you felt like, when you carried your knife, like you said earlier, some people carry it and they're hoping that nothing will happen. Yeah. Were you ever in that position?
Hope that nothing happens.
Like that you're carrying it.
Every single time I went to a rave, I hoped nothing happened.
Did you carry it?
No, I didn't have to carry a knife. No, but I'm saying in general, like every single time you go to a function, something will happen. I'm talking about house raves. I'm talking about way back house raves. Finding a house rave by listening to the music on the doorsteps and that. Do you understand? Them days. Them days, there's not security guards like that. It is what it is. Whoever's coming in the house and it's dark as hell because someone's put bin bags all over the windows. Because you understand? Because you're trying to make it like a club.
Yeah.
And then you got everyone coming in, all different areas and all different people and. Do you understand? So You just hope nothing happens, isn't it?
I never understood how you're having a party, say in North or in West and South, and then these people pull out of nowhere. You don't know them, you never invited them, and
It's a motive, though.
they're coming from.
It's an event. They want
East
It's an event. It's a
London,
motive.
It's an event.
They want something to do.
Like,
They
Who told
they
you
want
this is
something to
taking
do, but at the
place?
same time, they're on the lookout for who they don't like.
But I
Yeah.
think back in the day, like parties in South, especially Peckham anyway.
I would not go.
You only see people from Peckham. Or
What,
local,
Peckham?
Or local being
Yeah,
there.
who's trying to go Peckham if you're not
No.
from Peckham? No, it's-
Yeah, alone
Same
Brixton.
vice versa. Peckham coming
Yeah.
East London. What are you doing here? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Which is stupid. It sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Is it? Would you say it's safe now?
What?
I think it's safe to walk the streets of South London now.
Now.
I never used to walk
Even
Brixton, and now I can walk Brixton.
Even Brixton. I never used to go Brixton. Like,
There's
never.
still. I feel like there's still a bit of turbulences, but it's okay.
I think it's just the way you carry yourself. Isn't it?
Definitely.
No, when I
Because-
say go Brixton, in the sense that you're not going there looking for trouble. You don't know no one. You don't like.
Yeah, yeah.
But if someone bumped into you
But the sad
and
thing
you
is
want to
that-
be like, excuse me, that happened to me, and everybody did this to me.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth because
Yeah,
you don't. They close. Yeah.
It's Brixton. Don't talk. Don't ask. No, excuse me. No, nothing. Keep walking. What?
Yeah.
No questions. No nothing. Keep
Yeah,
walking.
but that's hard though because everyone's got different personalities, isn't it? Yeah. You can't just bump in and do whatever to everyone, innit? Everyone's got different. See, you said you wanted to say something.
I was like,
In a
I
situation
literally
filled
opened
by
my mouth like,
yourself, you would've
excuse
said
me,
something.
and then,
Yeah.
With
But then
like-
again, really and truly, you're yourself, innit? If you feel like someone can't do that to you, then who?
no, because I
who
feel
would
like
say
personally
something?
speaking, if I bump into you, you have
Yeah.
a right to say excuse me, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
London's a crazy.
But then it can
it's a
turn. So
crazy.
what if it turns? If I bumped into you and you said excuse me, and after I said what are you talking about?
Yeah, then I'm like, yeah, what? I'm joking.
Yeah,
that's not
no,
me.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
it could
But
turn
that's
how
why
it
they
is.
shut me down because
Yeah,
they
can-
knew like it's
knew,
rough down
maybe,
here. Yeah,
listen,
and I'm
it's
not that kind of
close.
person.
Yeah. So
Now it's safer though. I think the South is safer now than probably all other areas.
Yeah.
I think like,
well, you think South is safer than all
safe,
other areas?
Yeah. London.
Man's
I don't
lying.
know. You have to look at the
No.
what's
You
the
still South still has the highest rate.
I feel like
I
South
think-
is.
I don't know.
think
We have to
West-
see that on
I think
paper.
West-
We've got
I
West-
think
West
no. I'm
and
speaking
West.
from
West and
West
Northwest.
End.
Northwest. No.
Northwest is
North
not
Weasley.
that.
no.
I think it's
No,
gone
do
back
you know what he's
north
saying
as well.
about West London? Yeah.
Yeah.
When people think West, you just think postcode of WC.
Yeah.
Think Westminster and Kensington, Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of grew up those areas, and I
Yeah.
went to college in Kensington, Chelsea. There is loads of crime taking place there, but you're not going to hear about it. They're not going to show it in the news because it's a royal borough
Posh area,
and it's
yeah.
a posh,
And I'll be real
well-established
with you,
neighborhood,
if you're-
and they don't want to show it because a lot of crimes that take place don't just come from black people.
No, of course not. Every
But they will be
nationality,
they'll be quick. Say for example, I'm sure you guys have noticed this on newspapers. If a young black man was to commit a crime,
yeah.
they would say, young black man, African Caribbean, did A, B, C, D. Well, if it's a man of a different ethnicity or different race, like white,
Yeah.
they would say, a young man, middle age, this, that, of this neighborhood.
Oh, so you're trying to say they
Yeah.
make it known to be a black person? When it's a black person, they make it known.
They'll sell you out straight away.
Afro-Caribbean guy. Yeah.
If it's not Afro-Caribbean, they'll say, a young man, age 29, you know, put that
You
little
don't put the
accent there.
Caucasian, you
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the-
okay.
yeah.
My next question to kind of ask, of course, knife crime is not just about, you know, a lot of it we see predominantly with male figures.
Yeah.
How often do you feel that the female figures are also involved in knife crime today? I know that a lot of the girls are kind of behind closed doors doing the little 1-2 bits for the guys, but how often do you feel
More
girls
than
are
1-2
involved?
bits.
I think there's a lot of them that they use girls to set up.
Yeah, set up chicks.
Set up.
My friend died like that.
Situations.
Yeah.
Your friend died like that.
Yeah, Kojo.
There's a one, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, a young girl, I think she was about 15, it was in a news anyway, she set up one kid and the boy ended up being stabbed, died anyway,
Yeah.
and she was part of it. I think she went to
Yeah,
jail
there was
as
a
well.
BBC documentary for it as well.
Yeah, she went to jail for, I think, was it 20 years or something?
Yeah.
She was sentenced to 20 years, alongside all other gang members. So yeah, girls, they use them.
The guy's not
Just
going to
set
be
up.
with her. He's going to marry someone else,
set
have
up.
kids with
But
someone else.
do you know what? Do you know these questions? It's a bit hard, you know, because if you're not involved, fully involved, you wouldn't know. Do you know, like you said, like as you said, certain areas are more safer, like because you're not in that life no more. You can walk up and down the Brixton Road. Do you understand? I'm not. That's not me. That's not my life. Understand? I walk where I want to walk. So if I want to go Brixton, if I had to go Brixton, I'm going through there. But
It's true. But
certain
for
places you wouldn't go anyway.
Yeah.
Just for to be sure and safe, you wouldn't go to certain places. But if you're not involved in things, it'll be oblivious to you. Only what you see on TV will show you. Oh my God, that person's been stabbed or whatever. You don't know this. Like the poshest areas, there's stabbings happening.
There's so many things happening.
There's stabbings happening at 2 in the afternoons, 11 in the mornings, school runs,
newspaper runs.
Back in the day, my times and that, when it gets dark, there's trouble, isn't it? It's mad. Winter, well, nowadays it's anytime. You lot just saw that video. Did you see the handle of that knife?
What about that knife? The other guy that got caught on thing.
Oh, on the
dash cam.
Oh, the dash cam were hitting the window.
That big knife.
Yeah, hitting the. I don't understand this. Are they killing dragons out here?
That thing, trousers. There's some big thing like that.
The one by the bus stop.
The bus stop.
There was one video with the police. Yeah.
You got like one of the car probably trying knocking down the sign.
But then
how are you holding these knives? Can you not hurt yourself in the process?
You pulled it out with some long.
Just hold it, innit? They're just holding it. But listen to this. So, like at that situation, as I said again, I'm not in the streets here, so we don't know how serious it is in depth now. Where back in the day, these little knives could come out and that. Where now, it could be more and more serious, where they're having to carry these knives, which is stupid. To start off, them knives didn't come out. Did you see them knives come out? Them zombie kind of knives?
No.
I said zombie.
The only thing that ever come out was a samurai sword. A samurai sword. You buy them from markets or whatever. I get that. Them professional hunting knives that they get.
But then that's when you know that they are on a mission to hunt, to get someone. I feel like today's generation is different. You're saying from your area that okay, you went out because you're hoping that nothing happens. They're going out on a mission to say I'm going out to kill.
But do you know what that is a lot to do with?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, social media.
Music is all.
I feel like drill music.
Music plays a part.
Hip hop plays a big role.
It plays a part.
It plays a big role. I think everything. That's what I was saying. Like I keep repeating, it's a business. It's a franchise. The clothing outfits. Adidas, all those names, like all those outlets, clothings, you name it. And then you got the music, all these artists. Like the funny thing about all these artists nowadays is like for you to be a celebrity, you have to be a criminal at the same time, because they're all committing crimes and paying themselves out of it, paying for their bail and getting on with it. But you don't have that amount of money or those connections to get yourself out of it, and you're there doing what they're doing. With respect to all the hip hop artists who are doing their thing, not everyone's a criminal like that, but their music is sending people to do things like that. Those who are very like-minded, less spirit in the mind, they just go ahead and do it, like, you know. It's ridiculous.
And now I think
the music out here is crazy. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's getting worse now.
I would love to sit here and say like, nah man, black people push for music, but listen, you're saying things like you've done this and done that
for the wrong reasons though.
You're pushing it for the wrong reasons because you're just taunting people. You're talking about certain, well, if it's true or not, you're talking about certain things that's happening, and then certain people hearing it, it's like, what? So now
you could be an artist, go to prison, and you still be an artist. You're still recording in prison. You're still.
But the sad thing about I listen to drill music. I think some of it is actually sick.
I think some of them is sick. But shall I tell you why I say this? You're listening to drill music and then you're driving. What happens to the momentum of you pushing your car? You're speeding down the road and the has just changed.
Nah. All right. So what? Because you listen to drill.
I'm not saying you're gonna create the act, but do you understand the adrenaline, the fuel, your proper pump, you're going, you're thinking.
Someone said to us in the car. What did they say? The Snapchat
I have a relative that does it all the time. She loves her drill music. The moment she hits her wheel, that's it.
Like one guy told us in a car that he was doing it when he was on the motorway, and then he tried to pull up Snap, but he got distracted. So he looked at his Snap for too long on the motorway or on a motorway, and then so now when he's driving, his friends like, no, it's okay. I want to drive. This will get carried away.
But look at me. I listen to drill.
Yeah,
I'm my own person. You have to be strong-minded.
This is what I'm saying. A lot of these people are not strong-minded.
I could be cooking, cutting some onions, or do you understand?
Music has so many different elements.
It depends how you channel into it and the energy that you use from it.
If you're weak-minded,
you know what? I'm gonna go do that. What? Man did what and what?
But it plays with your subconscious mind. It does play with your subconscious mind. It sits there. The more you listen to it, it's recycling. It's in there. So I feel like music does play a huge part.
I just like the good lyrics. Some lyrics are put in together nicely, and that's what I take from it. I don't know. It don't fuel me to now do something different.
But music is very, I would say, spiritual, very heart touching, very spiritual. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, because it's so deep to the soul and to the spirit, you're digesting that from your inner man. So that what you're digesting is what you're going to portray.
So when you go to sleep, for example, that's
it.
the thoughts that's going to come into you. That's what you will see.
So you say if I listen to George,
no, it's serious. Like that's the thoughts that you're going to have. Yeah, like you could, like what would say is an individual strength and their spirit and how they deal with it as well. Because I could be watching something, listening to something. For me, I've just listened to it then and then. Done. It means nothing to me.
Okay, cool.
I've shaked a leg or two and I'm done. But some people listen to the core.
They're taking it in.
They take it in. Yeah. So I could listen to a track and I don't remember the lyrics. I might remember the chorus, but I don't remember anything else. Some people from beginning to end, and they go out there and then they practice it.
Yeah.
We've got another video. You mentioned something about 15-year-olds and stuff like that. We've got a video of kids being interviewed in the streets asking, why do 15-year-olds carry knife? If you could have that video, please.
So you're 13 and you've been arrested for
knife point robbery.
Knife point robbery.
Yeah.
13 years old, being arrested for knife point robbery. What happened?
It wasn't even me. It wasn't even me.
Was it some people that you were with?
No.
So they just arrested you for knife point robbery?
Yeah.
So you got a case for knife point robbery?
Yeah.
And just so you're 14.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me speak to you and try and get your perspective on what's going out on the street. So first of all, I want to talk to you because we were talking about the olders. I want to talk about first of all, what is an older and why do so many young people have these olders in their lives?
An older, like, is someone you look up to, like a person in your life that you look up to, like he's close to you. Yeah, that's it for me.
But what do they make you do? What does the elders make you do?
Not all elders. Some elders like use the young people. They use the young people, and then the youngest get gassed, start doing this. Then they get themselves involved in that life, and they can't come out of it afterwards.
So things like what though?
Like selling drugs, carrying knives, this, that. A lot of things.
So you're 14 on the street and you know of this happening?
Yeah.
So, okay, so in terms of knife and gun crime, that's a big problem. And especially in this area here, I know that in this area there's a big problem there. How do you feel about carrying a knife?
I'll carry it for safety. Yeah.
When you say safety, from what?
Like, if someone's trying to pull up on me, I'll take out my 15-inch and stab him.
You pull out your...
15-inch.
You carry a 15-inch knife?
Yeah.
Why do you carry a 15-inch knife?
Because it's big and you'll get them scared.
But you know the kind of damage that a 15-inch knife can do to somebody?
Yeah.
And you don't feel...
I don't care.
So why do you carry a knife? Tell me why you carry a knife.
To feel safe. Because I don't want someone pulling up on me, like, trying to kill me. So I'll kill him. I don't want to die.
So you feel safe when you've got a 15-inch knife on you?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, okay, so just very quickly about this whole Gangland program, where they said in that program that a lot of young people are carrying knives and guns. What do you think about the program itself?
This is chatting a lot of bullshit.
Yeah? Yeah.
Like, the stuff they say, some of them are true, but some of them ain't. Yeah. They're just chatting rubbish.
Sorry. 15-inch knife, you know. So tell me, just very quickly, so what do young people need on the streets to make them feel safe again?
We need youth clubs, we need activities to do, like, because see how we get holidays, like, right now we got 1 week off school. They can do something, like, in the park, some type of activities, play football matches, this, that. But look at the park, no one's in here, look at it. It's just us.
So they get
bored. We get bored and we end up doing stupid things for fun, to get like a bit of
excitement in your life. So you definitely feel they need more activities for young people.
Activities, definitely.
And you will come off the streets if they had those.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Young.
Hi, welcome back again. So right now we're just gonna take some time to read our questions. Of course, as you've already watched a bit of the experiences, the short interview that was shown before regarding, you know, life in the streets. So we're gonna read some of your comments now and what you had said. So this is called Realist Amira. Most of my friends who had strict parents are back now. I'm assuming that she also said that, you know, there needs to be better role models.
As in, what do you mean by bad? As in, now they're bad.
Yeah.
So they had strict parents growing up, but now they're actually bad.
Yeah, I think it's like what you said, like
no-
you had good policy,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you still kind of
Done what you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
There's no strict parent nowadays. Not a lot anyway.
Is it because they're scared of the system or they don't know what to do? No one's parenting right.
I don't know if these kids are getting beat.
I
They
think
don't beat, that's it. They
it's
don't
not
get
even
beat.
just
They don't
about
do that
beating. I
anymore.
feel like even if you have
Yeah.
strict parents, something done way too much is also bad for you. So if you're too strict, you're only going to send your child out there to rebel against you.
true,
So
true.
that's my opinion of it anyway. So yeah. Rose said, good to share these experiences and save lives. God bless you. Terry Jackson said, on the road or street, drugs and illegal business require to protect yourself while dealing. Otherwise, you'll get robbed, most likely. And there are the ones making the streets unsafe in the first place. So that's Jeanette replying to Terry.
Okay.
Terry also said, local crime is also socially and politically constructed. So it's kind of touching on what you
It's a franchise, it's a business.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do agree. So now in terms of like a solution, what solution do you think we can come to with regards to knife crime? Because today police are looking for solutions. Of course, people are blaming the fact that, you know, they cut the funds on youth clubs, activities. So what do you think could be a solution now?
All those youth club things has played a big role in some people's lives, because you said people come from broken homes, so they used to use that as a place of security, and you've taken that kind of security away from them. Not everybody has that sense of mind thinking or frame to be like, okay, if that's taken away from me, I can now go and do this, I can now go and do this. They'll just give in to.
They ain't gonna know it to like hang out. So just see them
just hanging in the streets,
hanging
probably
in the
not
street,
committing crimes, but just hanging in the streets.
So what do you think? We need more youth
I
clubs?
think not even youth club. There's many solutions. I think one of the solutions, I say God. Like turning into, because if you fear God, you're gonna fear harming someone.
But not everyone out there has a faith or religion that they
That's-
yeah.
So it's hard.
It's hard, but it's hard.
That's like a 50-year-old
Because it's not just
coming into you
Christianity
for advice,
who are
you're telling
committing
you,
crime.
seek God.
Yeah.
Imagine going to see what?
No.
God.
Obviously, start slowly, like draw them in.
But it's funny,
And
some of these people go church on a Sunday, some of these
They
people
go-
go mosque
yeah,
on a
true.
Friday.
They go, they
So-
do. Yeah,
True. That's true.
but
Solution.
it's one.
I would say, what age group would you target?
You have to be young, like between
From birth.
13.
From birth.
Yeah, once
No.
your child is born, like you need to just start
Between
that
12.
discipline.
I
Needs
said 12 to start them like in a good path. I said 12 because once they hit 15, 16, that's including girls as well.
Yeah.
That's when they lose their bit.
So what do you say to a 6-year-old who's growing up, seeing different things? They haven't seen everything, but they're already changing the way they talk. They're like, what are you saying, bruv? Like, what do you say? Because I think you need to start from that. My friend's son, he's tried it. What are you saying, bruv? Like, what is it? She was like, bruv, who?
Yeah, 100%.
Come again?
I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
It starts from the language.
Bruv,
Yeah, I'm not with that.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. I believe, you know what I believe? Yeah? It's the area you grow up in, man. Because you can only say so much behind closed doors. I'm still going out to it. Understand? I'm lucky enough to be in a better position, better
I was
place
just
where I
about
live.
to say that because you can
Understand?
take the roughest area
Yeah.
and someone will still survive.
Yeah, 100%. But then after
And you
this,
can take the most richest area like Westminster and
And someone
Kensington,
will turn out
Chelsea,
different.
and someone will turn out different.
All right,
So you
cool.
can come from the richest home, from the poorest home, and we have so many people that make it, and the story is that came from the poorest home.
Yeah, but listen to this though. It's it's how can I explain it? Oh, how can I say it right? It's more in your face though. If you're in a certain area where certain things are happening, it's more associable. Like I can only talk from my experiences. Like I go to certain places, it's different. Even down to the traffic. You sit in traffic beeping, everyone beep, no one wants to let anyone in. Do you understand? You go to different areas, it's all nice and calm, clear.
I think that's London. Especially central London.
You start
on a
knowing,
busy.
do you get it?
You know.
And that's your kids in certain. I'm not slanting schools in certain areas. I ain't gonna mention any areas, but like even the kids how they're coming up. Do you get it? Like you can't help that because your kid's going to school with that kid. That kid's experiencing that, and that kid's experiencing that. Boom. I would like to give my kids the best chance in life I can. Understand? And to me, it will be with the area that they grow up in. That's a very big. It's look. I was brought up in East London. I'm not saying that my area was bad like that, but I was able to do certain things because it was around. Where certain areas, well, everything's changed now. Areas don't really matter like that. But like certain areas, you can't get what you need to get.
Reducing the accessibility.
Yeah, but when it's on your front doorstep,
you can still
everything's
get
online
away,
now as well.
You
mentioned earlier that people are ordering knives online.
Oh, these knives and that. Yeah, come on. Like there was a clip. There's a clip. I don't know. I forgot the name of it. The kid demonstrates and he orders a knife and it comes to his doorstep normal and that. So how are you like? And these are knives that are in kitchen drawers. You can buy knives in pound shops. You can buy knives here.
It's because of the security checks in stores now. So online they know that they don't have that.
Yeah, they
they do, but someone can just fake it.
No, you lie your age and you get that. You understand.
So do you think
the solution is get them from young to
companies and the media?
And you got to understand the person that you're trying to give the solution to, because not everyone's the same. That person's out there stabbing and robbing because he's actually got nothing at home anymore. His mum and dad's got no electric. Do you get it? The dad's not there, whatever. His mum's there. Nothing's in the house.
So that's when it goes down to an example as well. Because some parents are not setting the example.
What did that person say on that thing? Said about they carry the knives to protect what they've got or sell whatever. So imagine you're selling these drugs to now actually put food in your mum's fridge, to put food or whatever you're doing, and
someone comes in and does it.
Did you get it? So that same person is carrying a knife for his actual protection, which sounds crazy for the drugs that he's selling to make money to go into the household. It's different people, so you have to channel in differently to different people. So you got to talk to him differently. Where there's other avenues where you can do it. Because he's actually trying to make a change. Would you say the media
is a direction to go for some kind of a positive image? Because obviously right now it doesn't really highlight anything positive in the angle of knife crime. So do you think the media can play a role to try and change that around?
I think people that's got a lot of statuses, higher people, even down to rappers and whatever, like if they push it more, it's more listened to.
I think rappers
then me and you trying to push it to someone because who's them man? I think
50 Cent, can you please? I'm joking. Just make a song. Get the
it's not even a song. It's just talking real life experiences.
You have to.
And I think
more
people need to share their real life experiences to understand, because not everyone sees the badness of it. Do you get it? Like everyone sees the gloriness, or someone, he's wearing this, or he's got that. They don't see what you really go through.
It's very true.
Do you understand? They don't really understand. I don't care. I'll go jail if I go jail. Some people ain't been there. They don't really understand what goes on. Do you understand? So, therefore, you have to channel in that way and try to hit them and understand where they're coming from. If you understand where someone's coming from, you can understand why they're doing certain things. And I believe that's how you gotta try to hit the source. Like that. These youth club things, a lot of people are saying, we should get more youth clubs and that, but we've gone so far. We've gone so far. The youth clubs will now be targets. What? Them man got a youth club in what? Where are they? What?
They'll come in.
Do you understand? Stop. I think all this shouting out, youth club. Let's push one into youth clubs.
But because of a lot of youth clubs, a lot of people have stayed off streets.
Yeah, but that was them.
A lot of people have
that was them. That was them.
Nah.
Youth club was the thing.
Yeah.
You ain't got a phone, but where's the man going to be? We're going to meet up at the youth club.
But you're doing something positive in there.
Yes, we are. It's keeping us away from the roads.
Yeah, it's keeping you away from the road.
As soon as that youth club finish, we're outside like, what we doing?
Yeah.
What we doing? Do you understand? But at this time, present time, I don't believe bringing youth clubs is going to change so much. I don't know. You're doing boxing, that's different. That's a physical sport. It's sports. Me, I did football when I was growing up. Do you understand? So that was my discipline as well, and I had my parents'
I
discipline.
think you'd get them to do activities.
Activities, yeah.
It's the summer when there's not. They need to do summer
Especially
boot camp or
summer,
something
summer,
because you've
yeah.
got a whole long summer
long
holiday,
summer.
and what are you doing?
Yeah.
I would like for
Like,
people, even if anyone can
Me, I don't
comment
mind.
and
Like-
say what can change or whatever. I would like because
Like, especially the community.
it's a very hard one.
Even the Congolese community, like all the elders get together. Well, not the elders, like
Yeah, no,
Young
the young people, yeah.
get together.
New
like,
generation.
Organize,
Yeah.
organize something for the summer, like every weekend or so. Do
To
something.
keep people busy, to
Keep
keep
people
them
busy.
active.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that, and I think that is something that we could, put heads together, discuss, and bring ideas to try and help the young ones within the African and Caribbean community. And like you said, there is people who are in higher statuses that they can actually do something. It doesn't take 50 Cent, Jay-Z or Nas to do something. There's also other people in other status, like for example Noel Clark, who tries to do his media and stuff. I remember when the first Adulthood movie came out, he went back to his college, and that's the college that I went to. He casted a lot of us, so it's like almost the whole college was in that movie.
In kind of thing.
Yeah, like whether your face was seen or not, you were in the movie.
That's really
so
good. That's good.
So it's like your performance CV. Almost all of us in that college had like Noel Clark, Adulthood, like in our credits, even if your face was not seen. But that's him going back to his community and giving. And not everybody goes back to the community, and we need to do that.
Some of them wants to make it and just forget it.
No problem. We also have another video from someone who actually watches the show quite frequently. He goes by the name of J. Donné. In English, that is God-given. Is that? My God, win. My God, win. Yeah, he was really upset about the recent knife crime incidents that happened in London. So he went out there and he made a video to try and help reduce knife crime incidents. If we may please have the video.
My condolences to all the families of the victims of the knife crime massacre. It's really, really annoying. Look, each day we see campaigns, marches against knife crime and youth violence. And there are many organizations on this. Billions of pounds are being pumped into youth organizations and projects in hope of change. But the biggest population control mechanism continues to rise every day, every single day. Lest we also forget the stabbings that have gone unnoticed. Studies show that stabbings in London are at their highest peak in 6 years, with a 23% rise from the previous year. Do you know how much that is? How many people have been victims of this? And the mayor plans to use all measures to tackle knife crime. With all due respect, this will only make things worse. In order for knife crimes and youth violence to cease, the government and youth organizations must invest in families. Yes, I said it, in families. This is something they are running away from. Because, let's face it, they know that a house that's divided, it cannot stand. If we analyze the systems that are in place now, they only exist to destroy families. They exist to participate in this population control mechanism of knife crimes. Both parents have to work long hours, leaving them no time to invest in their homes and their children. Teachers and authorities have more of a say in our children's lives than we do, which makes them rebellious at home. So if, in your right mind, if your child is rebellious at home, how do you think they are going to behave outside? How do you think they behave outside if they're rebellious at home? This method of tackling youth violence is only to instill fear in these youths who are merely crying out for help. Fear the law, not your parents. Look, I also have friends, in fact, who are in prison. And from time to time we do speak. From time to time. One day I questioned, bro, do you prefer to spend the rest of your life in prison or out here free? First of all, he laughed. He laughed. He said, free? You're not free, cuz. He said to me, I prefer to stay banged up, car. In here, I have nothing to worry about. I get free food, free education, free gym. I got my boys, my donnies. Man don't need any girls. I got my own hands. That's the shit you might work for every day. I've got it all in bin. So I prefer to stay banged up, bro. It really hurt me. It really pained me. Let me put the light on, because it really pained me. To me, it shows that all these so-called gangsters are after something. And that thing that they're after is something called home. And the home is not a home without a family. I repeat, a home is not a home without a family. We need to invest in parents, support them. Yes, I know that certain parents are not fit to be called parents. But if we have the patience to support them, we can raise a generation of builders, not destroyers. Let's face it, the foundation of one's character stems from home. It begins at home. So let's invest in our homes, in our families. This is how we can stop this knife crime shit.
Right, guys, thank you very much, and thank you to Godwin Jedone for sharing that video with us here on Reveal. He contacted us and he says, I watch your show and I have a video that I think would be useful to you. And indeed, it was very useful to us, but unfortunately, he could not be here to share his opinions on the live show. But once again, thank you for sharing that video with us. Thank you for everyone and all your comments. Thank you to Fabrice and thank you to Eric for joining us today. We are now closing the show. If you give us a last minute close-up conclusion so that we can end the show. Any last thoughts?
Last thoughts. Do you know what? We touched on it a little bit. Is how do you help them, man? Because I swear to God, when I go to sleep, it stays on my head.
Wow.
Imagine that. It actually plays on my head to think like, wow, what's happening out in the world now? Where does it change? Where do you start? And that's something big for me. I've not come to that answer yet.
But I guess what we've done now is a start, because we don't know if someone's watching this and heard the things that each and every single person has said. Perhaps they're going to go home and put that knife down. Perhaps they're going to find another solution to go about their business instead of getting themselves hurt, or perhaps even hurting, someone. There's mothers out there crying, mothers crying for their children. There's people out there saying sorry. You can say all the sorries you want.
Not bring back that person.
But it's not going to bring back that person.
And most parents only realize when it happened to them, like the sons, or
when something hits at home.
Hits them, and they want to do something. Obviously, there's some parents as well. They know what their son's up to. Well, they don't really.
They don't really. Okay.
Or even probably some of them even scared to probably shout at them.
Their son.
Yeah, approach them, or shout at them, and scared of them how they're gonna react to it.
That they may harm them.
Yeah. So, I think solutions only like get them from young. Get them
100%.
Like, even like the area where you grew up in, I don't think you can play a role in it, but
it can happen anywhere.
Yeah, it can happen anywhere. You can grow up in the worst area and then become someone big. So get them from young, 6, 7, 8, especially from 8 anyway. I'll say 8. Do something. Football. There's a lot of activities here, like for free anyway. Football.
Some parents just don't have the energy to take their kids every weekend
a lot
somewhere.
Of parents are lazy also. Lazy parent. I see in my boxing, there's kids, they come boxing by themselves, 11. They come from...
Their parents don't bring them?
No, by themselves, 11.
So this is what leads another child to striving and trying to fight for themselves.
Yeah, 11, they come, they go back. So...
Dependent by themselves from young already.
Yeah. So from that age, they know already, I have to be there at this time and go back home.
Yeah.
So they're not going anywhere else. So, yeah.
Jess?
To be honest with you, just to close on everything, I feel like so much plays in different areas, and you know, like how the child's conditioned. You've touched on, you know, the neglect of the household and parents are scared to approach their children. I still feel like there needs to be a resolve, but I couldn't pinpoint where, because it's so difficult, especially with each child is a special case for each person. So it's really difficult to say where we can do the help. But at the most, obviously, I feel like, you know, education starts at home. Try your best not to be, like, I think for parents, don't be too strict, but also understand that your child's growing up, they have opinions. You know, let them exercise those opinions, talk to them, rather than be very harsh or too far from them. Never neglect them, and, you know, spend time. You know, I know parents, they go out, work, hustle, do what they have to do. It's not easy, especially these days with the amount of bills, tax. Parents themselves are also depressed, but working, trying your best to put your child first in terms of their mentality and their mindset is essential. So I feel like if it starts there for those who do have parents, that can help. For those who don't, I don't know how. Like, if there's a role model that sees a child, they can help them. You know, it's hard to find that today, but that's all I can say, really.
I guess one of the things that we can all agree with is, no matter how much we sit here and discuss this this topic, like you said, we all want to do something. We all want to find a solution, but we're not going to not find that solution today or right now anyways. But the one thing that I can say is seek help in places that you can. Try your best not to get caught up in things that you don't want to get caught up in. Use your knowledge and your wisdom as much as possible. And if you're a person who's a faith person, religious person, you go to the mosque, you go to church, stick to God. He will keep you safe. There's testimonies out there that people have said, I was about to die, but there was this man who saved me. And who's that man? It was the Holy Spirit. So if you just try to build a relationship with him, and he looks after you anyways, but it doesn't mean because he looks after you, you can just go about and do anything. It's not every day that you'll get saved. So just try your best to stay away from such situations. We have a lady who is the founder of a Woman of Africa Award. She has launched something called Listeners, and you can just simply call them as a young person. Age, we said from like 11 onwards, young kids are experiencing a lot of things. You can go there, call them, and every conversation is confidential. If you just want to talk about how stressed you are, what you're going through, an experience that you've dealt with that you don't know how to handle, because sometimes it just takes one small thing to trigger in your mind for you to feel like, I need to carry a knife, or I need to go out there and do this, or my mom's not understanding me, my dad's not listening, or maybe you're coming from a broken home and you don't know how to put two and two together. So go ahead and call that line and speak to someone to get the help and advice that you can. But for today here on the platform on Reveal, we'd like to thank everyone who joined us here. We'd like to thank our producer Offset over there, and we'll give you guys a goodbye for now, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night. Bye.
My condolences to all the